first guest tonight is an Academy Award-winning actor, director, and producer who I know best from the 1982 movie Mazes and Monsters. He is the narrator of the upcoming series The Americas, which premieres February 23rd right here on NBC and streams on Peacock. Please welcome back to the show an all-around great guy. You know him, Tom Hanks, everybody.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Hey, good to see you, my friend. Thank you very much. Thank you. You're all right. They're all right.
They're really good. Now, obviously, I'm very happy and flattered that you're here in my studio, but I'm also very excited that you're here in New York City for the SNL 50th.
Oh, this is like 3 days of the Condor. Something like is going on in town. It's like, you know, I can't wait to see the battle of who's who on the food chain.
Yeah,
You know, gonna be a lot of old feuds. Hey, man, you cut that line from that sketch in 1986.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't forgotten it.
No, you can tell who hasn't forgotten it.
Man, I wrote the perfect sketch, and you blew it in dress, and it didn't make the air show.
They're still mad at you. Oh, man. There's still 5 people I know by name who are out to get you.
And now it's like, you know, hey, man, am I big enough to include a +1 to these parties, or am I just going to be solo? It's going to be tough.
It's a lot.
There's going to be blood on the floor of 30 Rock.
Well, the thing is, the studio didn't get any bigger, but it was a whole nother decade of the show. I mean, we were packed in there for the 40th.
Well, yeah, I know. It's going to be like people sitting on people's laps, you know, all around.
Lauren's letting some people watch from his apartment. It's very... do you remember you the first time you did it? I mean,
the first time I did it, I think maybe it was '85. I think it was something like that. And I was invited for the show in which they lit the Christmas tree. It was December, and then the first thing we did was they took the cast picture, the Christmas picture.
Yeah.
And I had been in the building for like 45 minutes, and the next thing I know, I'm standing there with everybody else saying, "Happy Christmas" from your friends at Saturday Night Live. I had never been in the building before, outside of the subway, you know, a long, long time ago.
You've done it 10 times, and one of the cool things about this...
Is it only 10?
I think well, I have 10 acts here.
Well, I don't know. Thank you.
You've been back. You've visited.
Well, yeah, you end up doing a lot of cameos.
You've done it over many different
You haven't done the show unless you've bombed in the monologue. If you have done a monologue, either
How
good
many
or
of your
bad,
10 monologues do you think?
You're 50-50, man.
Yeah,
but,
right?
You know, Joe DiMaggio hit the ball 3 times out of 7, and he's in the Hall of Fame.
So we always said one of the things about hosts who came back a bunch, the great thing is they knew the ropes, and the bad thing...
You do have to learn how to do
The bad thing was they knew how, what the ropes were, so you would know mid-monologue if it was going badly.
Oh, without a doubt.
No writer could tell you, that was good.
I figured out the third show, as long as you have a decent monologue, they think it's a good show.
Yeah.
You can bomb in everything else, but if the monologue works, okay. But you know, as a writer, what were you on that show?
Nobody really knows. Yeah.
You set up coffee, and you came up with some jokes every now and again. And now and again, you did what Tina told you to do, right?
100%,
Is that pretty much what I'm just joking. But you know the worst thing that happens, see? They're applauding.
Yeah, they like it. They like Tina.
I know that amongst everybody in the building, this is the worst thing. I'm going to do a bad Lauren. I'm going, actually...
it's going to be, this whole weekend is sponsored by bad Lauren.
A bunch of really bad Lauren imitations, you know. You come in on Monday and you meet everybody, and there's the host. You're sitting in the hot seat, and the first thing he says, "Okay, a good show on Saturday. Pretty good show. Good show. Good results. Congratulations, everybody. Now let's say hello to this week's host, Tom. Tom Hanks is here, and I understand, Tom. I understand you have some ideas for sketches, and as soon as you guys find out a host has ideas for sketches, every writer goes, great."
Oh yeah. Not even a little bit happy.
With an idea for sketches. Because, you know, the atmosphere isn't Machiavellian enough up here on the 7th. There's not enough competition to get something up there.
Yeah, you definitely are thinking, like, maybe Saturday when it comes down to my idea or Tom Hanks's idea.
Yeah, which one is going to win?
Mine.
And I know, I'm going to tell you right now, I kicked somebody off the show because of an idea I had that saw fruition to the dress show called Subway Surfing.
That was your idea?
That was...
Okay.
Guilty!
Okay.
It was my idea, and I said, wouldn't it be great if a bunch of kids get on the subway and they're going out, and what they do is they ride the subway like they're surfboards. And G.E. Smith wrote a song and we sang essentially a bad Jan and Dean version called Subway Surfing. I-N-D-E-R-T, a bomb, 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 B-M-T. Subway shuttle, subway shuttle, subway shuttle, bam, 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 bam. Died. No one cared. And everyone on the writing staff just sat there like this.
Yeah.
Not as easy as it looks, is it, Hanks? Oh, you had an idea for a sketch.
Well, I like at least knowing that you've let it go based on the fact that you know all the lyrics still.
I am here this 50th for a reason, my friend.
You're just gonna be outside Lauren's
Did I
office.
say there's gonna be blood on the floor, 30 Rock?
I have a lot more questions. Be back with more Tom after this.
As the world warms up, something strange happens beneath the surface. These marbled four-eyed frogs, living in the highest reaches of the Andes, have evolved a remarkable talent, almost beyond belief, and never filmed before. They can freeze solid and come back from the dead every single day.
We're back with Tom Hanks. That was a clip from the Americas.
See that frog?
That was fantastic. So, I have a question. You come in to narrate this. You're a perfect choice. You have a wonderful, recognizable, smooth voice. Is that
squeaky voice that comes right out of my neck? Yeah, that's me.
Are you finding out in real time the details about these animals?
No, I would always come in and they would send me the copy, but you can't really. But then when they show me what they have, I mean, they had to edit out so many. Holy cows! You're kidding me? Are you nuts? How is that even possible? A frog? Let me get this right. A frog freezes solid every single night, and then comes around and hops around and gets flies with its tongue, and then freezes again. And they, yes, they do. Yes, that's what they do. Then I go right to who filmed that?
Yeah.
There's like 18 crews, 1,000 days. And I said, is there a pecking order of the crew that is being the most punished? Gets to shoot the freezing frog every night over and over again?
Right, because somebody else is doing like porpoises.
Oh, or, you know, they're in Seattle shooting wolves, you know, and there are some you would pay to have this kind of vacation. Would you like to go out onto the Gulf of America? Hello, there's a joke right there.
It's good.
You appreciate that?
Yeah,
all right. Let's all get used to that, shall we? And essentially be on a lovely boat and film dolphins frolicking in the sunshine. Yeah, I would pay to do that.
Yeah.
Well, these folks got paid to do it, as opposed to you get to go film the army ants in the steaming dark jungles of the Amazon.
Yeah, because this took 5 years.
Yeah.
It was 180 expeditions,
Right.
which is amazing.
Yeah.
Was there anything that you saw? I mean, I was imagining you're just learning a new thing every day.
There was a thing in Cuba in which essentially Cuba is invaded by crabs.
Okay.
The big kind, folks. Come on.
Come on. It's Tom Hanks.
It's not like an Airbnb nightmare. It's a thing that happens, right? And they have this footage of all of a sudden, I'm telling you, 8 gajillion crabs come out of the ground at the same time, and they are everywhere. They're in your laundry. They're holding onto your kids' limbs. And all they're trying to do is get to the ocean to release their eggs. That's all they're trying to do. And it is something out of a science fiction movie.
And so you're just seeing this
and
crazy
I'm just
crab.
watching this stuff. And I'm thinking, what crew got to do this, and what did they discover? They would literally have crabs hooked onto their cameras and stuff like that. The only good thing about that particular assignment is the crabs were delicious.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I said, is that an unsaid? Yeah, well, quite frank, but you get so tired of boiling up all those. They fall into the pot by themselves.
Yes.
They cook themselves. Water, let's go in. It's heating up. Well, it's nothing but butter and lime sauce.
I would love at the end of each animal if you just said whether or not they were good to eat.
Oh, well, there's one that is just a bajillion ants, and the only way another animal can survive having all these ants around them is to stay absolutely still.
Really?
Because the ants are evidently stupid. They're really smart as following. They're really great at following the ant in front of them. That they're
Gotcha.
incredibly great at. But they have no idea if they're walking over a live creature or not. And if they discover that it's alive, they will eat that thing down to its skeleton. But if it just stay like that long enough, we only have about another 3 miles of these ants to crawl over us. We'll be okay. But I got to tell you, I hope I have this time for one thing.
Yeah.
There is a tree in somewhere in New England.
You're like the only person that I'm excited that a sentence started there is a tree.
There was this tree. First of all, by the way, this thing is on NBC. It's on free TV.
Yeah.
So it's not like, hey, let's watch that. Okay, what is our building number? What is our passcode?
Yeah.
Do we have a Wi-Fi signal enough? Let's put it in. Honey, is it an exclamation mark at the end of our passcode or not? You have no idea. All you have to do is turn on channel 4.
Yes.
And you'll be able to watch it. There's this tree. Now, I always knew that, you know what happens every fall? The leaves die.
Yeah.
And they fall off the tree. No, they don't. The leaves don't die. What happens is these trees are they are living organisms that have figured out that they need to get rid of all these leaves. Otherwise, the cold and the wind of the wintertime are going to literally kill them. A storm will come up, they'll pull their limbs across, and the tree will die. So a long time ago, these trees were thinking, what do we do? Oh, I know. What we're going to do is we're going to remove the color from the leaves by withdrawing the chlorophyll, the green that is in all these leaves. We're going to pull that chlorophyll back deep into ourselves, the trunk of the 4 or 5 trees that form a tree that is 8,000 years old or something like that. The tree was there long before anything. And it keeps the chlorophyll in it. And without the chlorophyll, they just sort of like shed these. They become orange and yellow and blue and beautiful and all that stuff. Then, when it gets warm enough, the tree sends the chlorophyll back out and the new leaves grow. I did not know this, and now I'm telling you, you folks will never forget this.
No.
Because no one I've had dinner with has forgot it since.
Great.
I had no idea. And that's just a sample of what you're going to learn, along with what? Crabs are delicious.
I loved hearing that story. I can't wait to watch it, and I feel like that might be a bad job if they're like, you're gonna go film a tree for a year.
Well, wait a minute. There's a lovely Colonial Inn nearby, and that's where the crew stays.
Okay.
You know, they can get Dunkin' Donuts anytime they want to. And would you rather not be doing that in New England as opposed to a deep, dark rainforest where it's all humid and there's 8 million bugs in the way, and if an ant crawls off you,
I take it back.
You can't move because otherwise the other ants will come. I think that's a pretty good gig.
I take it back. I take it back. You're right. You guys, that's Tom Hanks, everyone.
Thanks,
The
Fred.
Americans.
Thanks for having me, everybody.
Premieres with 2 back-to-back episodes on February 23rd, right here on NBC. Streams the next day on Peacock.